Welcome, fellow game Piehead Joe Pal Putty Man here, and today we're going to be looking at the newest episode of The Mandalorian from Season 2, which is Chapter 12, The Siege. And this is actually a really awesome episode, a lot of great moments, and I actually really enjoyed it. We don't really capitalize on what happened last week, but I would say it again, top of the line episode, so I can't wait to get into it. But before we get into it, I need to ask you to do me a favor. First and foremost, please hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button.
At last! Where have you been?
Thank you, C3PO. I appreciate that. And also make sure you hit that notification bell if you're new here so you can be notified when I do my next review. So, we're going to go ahead and get started with this episode by starting off in the Razor Crest, which of course is already messed up because the last planet that tried to repair it did a really horrible job. And of course, Mando calls on a little guy, which is Baby Yoda right here. Now, this is just adorable to see Baby Yoda work with electricity, but then we also get an awe moment where Mando's trying to guide him because he's in an area that Mando can't get to, so he uses Baby Yoda to get to the cords. But then, of course, Baby Yoda gets electrocuted in this section, which is just saddening, but also very adorable. That's the one thing I love about this episode. There's so many cute moments with Baby Yoda, and so many awesome moments when it comes to Mando, that I think that's what makes the show work out so great. Is there's so many cute moments for people that for the kids, so on and so forth, and so many awesome moments for the hardcore Star Wars geeks. Which in the same, cute always been something in Star Wars, but honestly, Baby Yoda I think tops everything. The wargs, everything, nothing is cute as Baby Yoda in my eyes. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. So, after a while, because of the situation of the electricity, Baby Yoda and both Mando sit down to sip on some soup just like last time. And I've got to be honest, the whole Mando fatherly Baby Yoda thing is just so freaking adorable that there's so many cute moments in this episode that I wanted to go and do just a bunch of GIFs of just tons of moments. I actually did a timestamp, and I have the timestamp written down here of a particular moment that got me awing so much that I had literally rewind it 3 times in the middle of the episode, and that's why the episode's a little bit later than usual, because my review is a little bit later than usual, because I was just blown away on how awesome and cute this one whole moment could be. And then it just ends up with another adorable part, which puts Mando in like fatherly mode. It's so cool to see someone so bad. I want to say badass. I'm saying badass as Mando going into a fatherly mode. You know what I mean? It's so cool. But of course, we continue on with them sipping soup, and then we also return to Navarro, which has these creatures. Now, these creatures are actually something you may have seen before, and you may not remember. So if you remember in Star Wars A New Hope, there was a creature by the name of Ponda Baba. I could never pronounce his name. I couldn't do it when I was younger either. When I had the figure and everything, I could never figure it out. But Ponda Baba was the one that was in the cantina, and he was the one that approached approached Luke, and Obi-Wan ended up cutting off his arm with a lightsaber. So this is the creatures you actually see here. They're actually ransacking the iron smelter's location, which is the ironsmith that was built Mando's armor. And we end up getting a great part where we get reintroduced to Cara Dune, and she ends up taking down all of the Aqualish, which that's the name of these creatures. They're called Aqualish. So she takes down all the Aqualish, and in return saving a little creature that kind of becomes her own little pet. So it's pretty freaking awesome to see that and everything. Now, from here, we do finally see Mando finally approach Navarro, as you see here, and then that's when Cara Dune and another great character, Greef Karga, both meet up with Mando. Now, of course, Navarro looked horrible in last season, but this season Navarro's looking amazing. It's flourishing, and it's looking absolutely beautiful, except for one little situation we'll get to later. But of course, they both greet him with open arms, and then he inquires about getting his ship repaired. And that's when we see this creature here. Now, they do kind of focus on this creature for a brief moment. Let me see if I can get it back. And I don't know what type of creature this is. Let me see if we can get it to go through. But they do focus on this creature right there. I don't know the species of that creature. I honestly don't know at all the species. By the way, this is another cute moment with Grief now being a fan of Baby Yoda, aka the child, which she even recognizes that as well. But I don't know the name of this alien that we see right here, but they clearly focus on this creature right here a lot. So I don't know who it is. If you know what type of creature it is, please comment in the comments below and tell me what type of species this is. I have no idea. I can't recognize it. But we do. The reason I bring this up is because we do come back to this creature later in the end of the episode. This is the one that does something that's unfortunately messed up. But then we move on from there. Also, I want to mention someone did point out something about using subtitles, and honestly, subtitles help me out to actually get some information I didn't see in other episodes. I would actually kind of like to go back in other episodes and to look at the subtitles, because they really helped me in this episode to see some things I didn't notice in other episodes, and also some things that when I heard it, I was like, is that true? And it's what brought up the subtitles. Again, we'll come back to it later, and I'll explain it later. So anyway, they end up showing that the school is actually taken session by a protocol droid. And if you remember, this protocol droid is a lot like C-3PO. It is of a brownish tint, so it might not be a C-3PO, but it is a protocol droid nonetheless. And they end up dropping off the child to the school, and the child ends up using its force powers to get a cookie here. This young man is not willing to share, which, this young man should learn we have a force-sensitive Baby Yoda here. Don't mess with him. He's going to get his cookies, okay? Which he ends up doing, and which honestly just becomes one of the most cutest things ever that happens. And of course, you could tell the kid is not happy with what happened either. But Baby Yoda gets his cookie. Again, cute moments throughout this episode, and this is just one of those highlights right here where he ends up stealing those cookies. So, honestly, again, I just want this as my wallpaper. This whole episode has so many cute moments with Baby Yoda. It was amazing. And I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what they do later in the season. But if you want cuteness so far in all seasons, this is the episode right here to see it. All right. So again, he's just so darn cute. I'm so freaking cute, so darn cute. I made so many notes about it and everything. I had to bring it up. Okay, so we do find out that if you remember Mithril, which was actually the creature that Mando captured right here. He's returning. He's actually played by an SNL cast member by the name of Horatio Sands. Look him up. He's a great comedian. He's funny. I'm so glad to see him in here as a regular now. So it's nice to see that they brought him back and they liked Horatio. My nose is itching crazy. Is there something like meaning your nose itching? You get something? I don't know. I don't know why my nose is itching. But he returns and they recruit him basically to drive them to a certain location. Because at this point they are told about an imperial base that they need Mando's help in order to bury it or destroy it. So they do this in order to stop the last of the Empire that is on the planet, and in doing so, do their best to recruit Mando's help while the ship is being repaired. So of course, the Mithril actually ends up driving them to there, and the Mithril's transportation is actually something also I wanted to reference. So let's go ahead and get to that. So now we actually have the Mithril driving them to the Imperial base. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with what vehicle this is. This is actually an X-34 Landspeeder. More importantly, this is a blue Landspeeder that's exactly just like the one that Luke drives in Star Wars: A New Hope. So this is actually another Landspeeder. Now I will say this though, this is looks like a modified version. If you look at the top of the Landspeeder, and I'm gonna show this to you real quick, you'll see that right here the top part though is lowered down. So I don't know if this is a modified version of the Landspeeder, but we have the 4 ports. But then when you look at the New Hope one, I don't see a port in the back of this on right here, right there. I don't know if there's a third one below it, but you'll notice the top one is actually extended up. So I'm not sure if that's something that I wasn't aware that actually extends up. but it is a slightly different one, honestly, than the original land speeder. So, again, another question: if there's another type of land speeder out there that's like Luke's, but it's a little bit modified, like this one, please tell me in the comments below. If that's the case in this situation. So, of course, we continue on where Mr. ends up using a device to cut open the door, and we actually end up hearing Cara Dune say a certain word. Now, before I get into that word, I want to thank again the person that brought up the idea of using subtitles, because when I heard it, I was like, this sounds familiar. So I brought it up, and I realized what the word was. And when I heard it, I was amazed to hear it. Here's why. Dank Ferric. Dank Ferric is a word that you actually heard in Mandalorian before, and I, upon getting excited for the new season, I remember them saying this, and when I heard it again, I was completely confused. But by any means, we think, or at least the lore thinks it's an exclamation or expression, possibly of explicitive, like a cuss word, used to express anger or frustration. So again, the word is dank ferric. I just like hearing it; it's so cool. But luckily, because of that, because I use the subtitles, we also brought up a few other things, like more notably. In the episode, we actually see some stormtroopers. Let me get to that real quick. Around this area, yeah, we get to some stormtroopers, and upon getting to the stormtroopers, they refer to a call sign of TK-147. Now, TK-147 is a call sign for most military in the Empire. And 147 is actually a lower number, so that means it's a higher rank of a stormtrooper out there. So, to be honest, I don't know if they're referring to something like Moss, if they're referring to Moff Gideon or not, because I don't know exactly if after stormtroopers they continue with any kind of call sign. So again, that could be something you guys can educate me in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure when it comes to any stormtrooper call signs, and only employs 2 stormtroopers. But again, I could be wrong. Now, upon continuing, we notice that they end up fighting a console and they end up finding a body. Now, I don't know what the body in the thing is, in the tube, but they do end up finding a signal, a message on the console by Dr. Pershing. And if you remember, Dr. Pershing was actually the scientist that was doing that was doing experiments on Baby Yoda, aka the child, but he didn't hurt him. He just did a few experiments, and we actually found out that he actually did get a little bit of blood from the child. And they also find out through him that Moff Gideon is still alive. So now at this point, Mando is aware, and they're also aware they're still looking for the child. So he ends up separating with the team to go get the child at the Navarro school. That's when we also get to branch off between 2 different fights, where the Mandalorian is fighting off some stormtroopers, as well as the rest of the crew. And we also end up going into another slightly chase scene, where Cara Dune and all of them end up getting in a vehicle and getting chased down by speeder bikes. And then those speeder bikes right here, as you see, end up going into a TIE fighter battle after the speeder bikes are destroyed. And they end up launching off right after the base gets destroyed. Now, this is where I literally had to requote a time, because as I've stated through this review, there have been so many cute parts of this episode of a certain little Baby Yoda, aka the child. Again, whatever you call it, the child, Baby Yoda, I love both terms, it doesn't matter. Baby Yoda just sounds so much cuter. But there is one point, and I'm actually going to pinpoint it exactly at 28:45. This is my my moment of loving Baby Yoda. And if you haven't seen the episode and you just watch my reviews just to see it, I'm going to play this part, and I'm not going to have any sound. Hopefully, my everything on the screen will interrupt everything to where I won't get a copyright. But I've got to show this. All right, and I'll point it out with the mouse and everything, all the parts and reason why it's so awesome. Again, this is probably my favorite scene so far in both seasons of Mandalorian. So let's watch. Here we go. There he is. Okay, hold on. There it is. I had to. Okay, let's go. Let's go back a little bit. I have to point this out. All right. So of course he's still munching on cookies. All right. He's just enjoying his cookies. Daddy's there to help him and everything. And Daddy's like, of course, the reason Mando turns around, he's like, hold on. He's warning the kid. This is about to get crazy. But of course, the kid doesn't even think how bad the craziness is. He just does this, which is the most cutest thing ever. He goes into action to fight the TIE fighters, and what do we get? We get a little hand raising by baby Yoda. He's got his hands up like he's on a roller coaster, and he is having fun. Oh my god, it's so adorable. We'll even get a close up of it as he's fighting. Again, we have a badass scene that's so freaking awesome with a TIE fighter fight with the Razor Crest, which is just so freaking cool. And at the same time, while this battle, this epic battle is going on, this little guy is just being adorable by eating some cookies. Again, awesome fight, awesome fight, awesome fight. Shoot it down. Bam! Destroyed. And raises his little hands. So cute. Oh my god. And then in this part, he does a little flip around. And here's another little cute part. Watch this. He straddles, goes straight down, goes straight down to go after the last sapphire. We got baby Yoda looking adorable and excited as can be. Like, he's loving life. He's like, this is fun. Like, I want to be right there just watching him the whole time. Like, sitting there going, oh my god, defeat him, but you're so cute. But defeat him, you're so cute. It's like there are so many exciting emotions going on right now. It's so great. I love it, I love it. They did so great with this. Oh my god, I love it. Okay, so of course there's the dog fight ends up destroying him, and then watch this. It's so adorable. Oh, it's so adorable. Of course, I like how they get excited. That's a little moment there too. How they get excited, but then wait for it. It was fun, but it was also a little too much, and he didn't keep that cookie down. Oh, so many cute baby Yoda moments. And what makes this even adorable, even more, is that Mando ends up pausing for a moment just to clean up after him. He literally does like a fatherly duty and just cleans up after him. Um, and that ends up being the dog fight that we get, which is brief at best, but oh my god, it is so much fun. So we continue on, and we of course we do see the rebels there, and they're questioning the Razor Crest. I like how they're teetering on where Amando is not on either side, which I love that they're doing that, and there's many reasons why I love they're doing that. But then we continue on, and we also find out two things. One, they do bring up that she is from Alderaan, and if you're not familiar with Alderaan, that is the planet that was destroyed in Star Wars: A New Hope by Darth Vader, and was also Princess Leia home planet as well. So, then we finally get to the hidden secret, which is that Moff Gideon is of course still alive. And the alien that you saw in the beginning that was repairing the Razor Crest actually put a tracking beacon on the Razor Crest. And now Moff Gideon and all of the Empire are now watching Mando and, of course, the child. And then we end it with what looks to me, and I could be wrong, it looks to me that Moff Gideon is actually making brand new troopers never before seen, and they look like they might be some menacing troopers we've ever seen before. So that's pretty much it, guys. That was the newest episode of The Mandalorian, Chapter 12, called The Siege. I call this the best Baby Yoda episode ever. I'm so happy I got to see this. So happy we got to see a few Easter eggs and some awesome things. Again, if you did like my review, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure the notification bell become part of the notification squad. I'm so happy I got to do this review. I have enjoyed it so much. And as always, I am Putty Man with Gamer Potheads. And do not forget, we're all about the high score. Peace out. I'll talk to you all later. Peace. you.